and so on and so forth. And so you can see that in each state it is passing, there will be a linkage to the existing routes in each of the states. So it's going to tie the entire country together.
Recall that the minister also promised to complete all federal roads in Ekiti State during a recent inspection tour, of some federal roads there. Meanwhile, the under-renovation Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos will be furnished with closed-circuit television before it is fully reopened. Minister of Works Dave Umahi revealed this recently, saying there would also be a solar light installation on the bridge as part of security measures being put in place for the Lagos-based infrastructure. According to Umahi, the installation of CCTV and solar lights on the bridge would combat crime and illegal mining around the bridge. In another development, a House of Reps member has threatened to take popular airline Air Peace to court over a breach of contract. The lawmaker Abdullahi Ahmed, representing the Musawa Matazo Federal Constituency in Katsina State, threatened so after the airline degraded its flight from business to economy class despite paying 12 million naira for it. Ahmed had expressed dissatisfaction at the development, which he said came without any compensation. In the meantime, a labor group in Nigeria has advised the government to invent policies that would bring moribund industries back to life. The group, National Textile Garments and Tailoring Workers, implored this at their national conference in Abuja, saying the country was spending more importing garments than buying homemade textile materials. Immediate president of the group, John Adaji, said more than $4 billion was being expended yearly to bring in textile products. According to Adaji, textile materials would not be so expensive in Nigeria today if there is electricity and available basic infrastructure. In a separate beat, a governorship aspirant in Ondo State, Barrister Shola Ebisheni, has warned that Nigeria is heading nowhere unless the country restructures. Ebisheni, a PDP governorship aspirant, spoke today when it featured on Adamimogo 105.1 FM current affairs program Inside Scoop. He said some of the problems confronting Nigeria are constitutional and only a newly unveiled binding legal document would make such problems go away. According to him, the resolutions from past confabs should be harmonized and sent to the National Assembly for proper ratification and onward birthing of a new federal document. Barrister Shola Ebisheni, who was reacting to some of the lessons that Nigerians should bear in mind this Easter, also suggested that a state police outfit should be established immediately to resolve the internal security crisis in the country. In Delta State, some of the residents trapped in the forest surrounding Okwama community are appealing to the federal government to send help before they are killed by the military personnel combing the forests. They reportedly conveyed a Save Our Soul message recently in the wake of the massive clearance operations being undertaken by the Nigerian Army following the killing of 17 Army officers in that community on March 14. Some of the stranded residents there complained of hunger and lack of access to medical care. We'll bring you that report in our subsequent bulletin. They appealed to President Bola Tinubu and the sitting governor Sheriff Oberevori to caution the army against exterminating innocent residents in the area. Still up in this bulletin, Kano Hospital's board sacked 3 workers for extorting patients. Please stay with us.
You're listening to Drive Time News on Adamimogo 105.1 FM, IBADAN.
Thanks for staying with us on Drive Time News. For inquiries, breaking news and more, please call or text our news desk on 070-349-61615. Now to the rest of the news. In Kano State, 3 health personnel have been sacked at the Kabo General Hospital in the state for engaging in sharp practices. 3 others were also suspended for same after an unscheduled visit to the facility. The Executive Secretary of the Kano State Hospital Management Board approved the sack and suspension on the grounds that the personnel were extorting patients unduly at the government facility. Elsewhere, a woman leader in Kaduna State has been suspended indefinitely for criticizing the state governor, Uba Sani, over loans he said he inherited from the past government. The All Progressives Congress APC woman leader there, identified as Mariam Suleiman, was said to have acted in a way that brought the governor's reputation into disrepute. The suspension notice, which also indicated gross misconduct, was signed by the chairman and secretary of the party of the Badarawa and Malali ward. In Kebbi State, there are reports that some hoodlums have looted a subsidy palliatives warehouse in Bayankara area of the state capital, Benin Kebbi. Chairman of a market association in the area, Mamadou Guadagwaji, confirmed this to newsmen today, saying the palliative looting happened over the weekend. He said aside looting the warehouse, which was stockpiled with items meant for members of the public, the marauding youths also broke into shops in the area to cut away items that could not be quantified. Eyewitnesses said security personnel on ground were unable to stop the hoodlums. And talking security, the Nigerian army says no fewer than 11 terrorists have been neutralized in separate operations in 2 states. This was contained in a post on X today, which disclosed that the terrorists were killed in Zamfara and Katsina states. The successful operation also led to recovery of weapons and uniforms from the terrorists. The troops also reportedly captured some armed fighters in Ebonyi State and intercepted illicit drugs in Ogun State. And with that, we conclude Drive Time News on Adamimogo 105.1 FM, Ibadan. Before you go, here again are the top stories. It was in this bulletin that the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, has assured that all ongoing infrastructure works in the country will be completed once President Bola Tinubu is given an additional term in office. You heard a governorship aspirant in Ondo State, Barrister Shola Ebisheni, has picked restructuring as the only timely solution to the myriad of problems facing the country. He spoke on Adamimogo 105.1 FM Ibadan today. And the Hospital Management Board in Kano State has sacked 3 health personnel for engaging in sharp practices. Thanks for listening to Drive Time News, as edited and read by Fortune Omosola. Good afternoon.
Adamimogo 105.1 FM, the voice of the light. Join us in the rhythm of life as we bring you the latest, the coolest, and the most happening moments in town. We are the heartbeat of